some things are immediately apparent, such as the fact that exactly as J6 political prisoners have been saying this whole time. You can see cops holding doors open for them, showing them where to go, shaking hands with some of them. The protesters, they stay within the velvet ropes. Basically, these peaceful protesters had no clue they were breaking any laws. Pelosi's Praetorian Guard were either knowingly or unknowingly entrapping them in a web of felony charges. The only videos we've seen ad nauseum from the J6 committees and all the other fake investigations have been those few brawls outside. How many of those brawlers were fed agitators? We don't know. But what we do know is that those few clips have been used to juice the insurrection line, so that the peaceful protesters who went inside the Capitol to take pictures that day could have their entire lives ruined, and the chill would be placed on all conservative protesters, making them too afraid to ever protest in the streets against Biden or the left again in any serious way. So while military vets, MAGA grandmas, cancer patients, and other soft targets have been hauled off to D.C. gulags for their thought crimes against the regime, the Daily Wire is now reporting that federal agents were taken off of serious criminal cases in order to pursue political dissidents. It turns out, based on our friend investigative journalist Luke Rosiak's findings, that the FBI Washington field office had slam dunk evidence against a child pornographer who was making plans to visit a man out of state who he thought was interested in pimping out his 9-year-old son. The suspect was unaware that the man he was talking to online was a federal agent conducting a sting operation. The suspect had sent disturbing messages and even videos of children being raped to this agent, making his intentions very clear beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yet the decision was made to back off the case, to go after January 6ers, the day the Stop the Steal rally happened instead. And because of this unconscionable decision, less than 3 years later, this pervert, an actual danger to the community, was found living in Alaska with a 10-year-old boy he appears to have been molesting and raping. Small sex toys and other evidence was found at his house, indicating exactly that. How do these agents sleep at night? The only reason this guy was caught was because the FBI field office in Anchorage had picked up some of his communications as part of a related investigation into yet another predator. And that's how they stumbled upon the man's case out of Virginia, causing them confusion as to how all this evidence was cast aside for so many years from D.C., allowing the suspect to destroy innocent lives in the meantime. Sorry to say, Anchorage agents, but that's D.C. politics for you. The agents in D.C. want to advance to the top, and they know political persecutions are the best way to do that. There are no networks of prestige, money, and power in going after real criminals anymore, just in going after political targets that capture headlines. And so innocent people will be destroyed at the hands of the very people meant to protect them from the wolves. It's absolutely sickening. And that's why we call it Trump derangement syndrome, because for anyone to think that child rape or other crimes going unpunished by distracted FBI agents like mass shootings is an acceptable cost for unconstitutionally rigging elections against the people's choice in president, then there's no other word for you than deranged. Joining us now to discuss all this and more is Liz Harrington, the spokesperson for President Donald J. Trump. Liz, thanks for being here tonight.
Great to see you, Kara.
Great. So the feds called off going after a child predator just so they could lock away MAGA grandmas this whole time and try to get Trump thrown off the ballot as an insurrectionist. I mean, what do you make of this?
Well, Kara, your monologue was exactly right. It's absolutely disgusting what's happened to our great country and how corrupt our government has become. I mean, you have these tapes that are just finally coming out. We've had snippets here. We've had people online posting some videos, but we've really been hidden. The truth has been hidden from the public for 3 years. And instead, we had an unselect committee, as President Trump correctly called them, spilling out propaganda and hiding the truth. I mean, this is absolutely disgraceful. It's why President Trump, one of the many reasons why he's running, to actually drain this swamp, to root out this corruption once and for all, because we cannot have this evil being perpetrated by our own government. They're going after innocent people and letting real criminals roam free. It is a disgrace.
That they are, and there are far, far, far too many Republicans who are complicit in it. They are helping to set these webs. You'll see many of the establishment figures, right? And they'll say, well, maybe it's time for the party to move on and away from President Trump because, you know, just too much baggage. And yet these are the same people who are creating such fake baggage, such fake baloney.